Alright, the stream is live. As am I. I am the 404 guy, 7HE 404GUY, back with the Kerbal Space Program here. As usual, before we get into the episode.
Warning. This program contains coarse humor and a sense of language that some people might not share. Viewer discretion is advised. But I bet that just makes you want to watch it even more.
Alright. This is going to be like a speedrunning episode almost. So we need to recover data from surface and from around. We can do both of these at the same time. And that'll be one hugely successful mission if we do. So, I am going to attempt to do that in a single shot. So that's going to be very much a speed run, so to speak. So what we need fuel. Well, first of all, we need some kind of control module. I'm thinking the, realistically, neither of these provides any benefit over the other once you consider the fact that it's going to be using the fly-by-wire hub, which more or less gives it, you know, any kind of stability assist that it could ever need. So that's a thing. Give it a couple of batteries here. Alright. So yeah, this will be interesting to try and see if we can actually get this in a single, right? In a single attempt. Obviously, we need to expand the fuel system here. Actually, that might even work there. You know what? I'm going to say that works. Oh, wait, we can't put this here. Hold on. This can't go on the front because we need to put on a heat shield. Right? Because we need to have... Well, hold on. I imagine we could put that into some kind of storage container, can't we? It sucks. We're not allowed to have intersecting parts. So it's gonna have to be inside of like a storage container like this thing. Which that won't even fit it. Oh man. Yes, this will be difficult indeed. Okay. We'll leave that there. We'll put a heat shield on the opposite side, I guess, but even then, that's kinda... You know what? We don't need a heat shield. We'll just let it burn. We'll let it burn however much fuel it takes. I'm basing this off of a largely successful design theorem, which states that if you have enough fuel, everything will work out in the end anyway. So let's try it. Alright. So more or less, with this nuclear engine here, that's basically going to give us as much acceleration as we could want, or as much delta V as we could want. It's going to be slow, but that'll give us the capacity that we need. I'm going to move this down. I want more stuff on here. Let's see. What do we want? We want batteries, definitely. Larger batteries. We are going to want some solar panels, definitely, but I could put those onto here. Actually, I got 2 giant solar panels as it is, so this is kind of unnecessary. We need scientific stuff. Oh, we also need parachutes, now that I think about it, because we're going to be entering an atmosphere. And these could help. Thinking about it, we'll also need landing gear. Let's try something like that. That is not even close. Look at how far up that is. Jeez. Okay, we don't need landing gear then. We will, how are we going to handle that? I just don't know. It's not... this is too big of an engine. I got an idea, though. I think I can fix this. Hold on. That's too big. That's what I'm looking for. Trust me, I know what I'm doing here. Well, sort of. Alright. There we go. This is going to look weird, but this is going to work. 110%. That is upside down. There. Right? That's how it's going to land. And I think that's going to work just fine. Alright. We have fuel, we have electricity, we don't have science. The one thing we came for. I have a thermometer and a barometer. That's literally all we need, actually. Might as well just make it those two. Ah, communications. Communications is going to be a tough one. I'm going to put on... Wow, two of these. Oh, these are huge. Obviously, the 15G antenna rating is a lot better than anything else. You think this will work? Actually, we can just put... Yeah, we can put the antennas directly on the bottom here. That'll work. Because literally... Okay, we don't want to do that, but, you know, it'll work. Alright, so we have communications as well. Now all we need is something that's gonna friggin' knock this thing into orbit. More or less. Now another thing I was looking at was, that would be under utility. No, we do not yet have a drill. But a drill would be a good thing to have eventually. I guess we can put these lights on too, eh? Like, so if we put these lights on, that makes it easier to see the ground, sort of. It's completely unnecessary, but it's something I want to do. Alright, payload. This ought to be wide enough. Oh shit, we gotta decouple it somehow. That's too small. That's the right size. There we go. Alright. Alright, here we go. Perfect. Hey, what the hell? Oh, stay there. I want to move this part. The whole thing. Thank you. Alright. Now we need something that'll provide slightly heavier lift than average. Oh, geez. Yeah, some of these are, the scale's a little off. Just a little. Nothing significant. What should we have for the engine? How much does this weigh, by the way? This is 60 tons. I'm feeling like a mainsail engine is kind of necessary at that point. Oh, crap. Wait a minute. These are hard... These aren't... Does this hardpoint decouple? It doesn't, does it? No, it does. Okay. So why doesn't it show up here? It shows up under structural. The hardpoint is a decoupling tool. It shouldn't be anywhere else. Oh well. Whatever. Okay. And now we need excessive amounts of fuel for braking atmosphere. Geez, 102,000. That actually, I think I might be going a bit overboard on this. Hold on. Hold on. This whole weight is 287 tons. And we got 1,500 of thrust. So 2 mainsail engines would probably probably do something. But having one mainsail engine just isn't enough. Okay. Let's get rid of these. They're too big. We don't need that much fuel. It's ridiculous. We'll shorten it down to this. How's that? 212. That's still pretty heavy. Okay, how's this? 140. That's not great. 176. This is 320. This is 310. I mean, this gets better. It's way more expensive, but it's better thrust at low altitude. So that's probably good to have. Let's, I don't know. I mean, these are friggin' expensive engines. Like, this whole thing probably costs more than it needs to. And then again, I want to try and one-shot this, you know? These go and then break off. Then this one goes. Then we break the nacelle. We break that off. Then we need to run this engine. I'm thinking this will work. I mean, Jabberoo. The 404 guy, 2018. That is a quotable quote. Okay. Where are we pointing here? We are pointing in the exact direction we need to be. It's going to be a perfect launch. By which I mean something's going to go wrong and I'm going to have to abort. Let's see. Holy crap. This gets some acceleration to it. So more or less we just need to go straight up. Which is actually going to be terrible because these are going to plummet down and smash into Kerbal. Or Kerbal Space Center. Alright, more than enough thrust to punch through the atmosphere. This is at least going to hit 70k. But we want it to go really, really far that way. This is like that manhole cover where there was an explosion and it just got punted into orbit, you know? Just branch off enough thrust and eventually it'll work. Alright, let's see. Point us roughly in the direction of the velocity vector and boom. Whoops. Oh boy, something broke. What broke? Nothing here. That's lucky. Alright, let's also get rid of this because it's just added weight that's no longer helping us. And since we're in orbit, we might as well extend the solar panels. Alright. What's our orbit looking like here? Still only 300,000. We got a bit of fuel remaining. Okay. Ah, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, close to 1 million meters. That's good. Is this thing going to have enough fuel to punt itself into an escape trajectory? It doesn't look like it. In fact, I highly doubt that it will, but it might. No, it's not. Okay, that answers that question. Alright, let's get rid of this thing. We don't need it no more. And, yeah. Let's go. I'm actually going to disable these interior fuel tanks. Because we just want to drain the outboards. Get rid of them as quick as we can. The longer we carry those outboards, the more time we're basically wasting. We don't need them for anything. They're just basically carrying fuel. Once we empty out that fuel, it's extra dead weight that we want to shed as quick as possible. Alright, here we go, here we go. 10 points if I hit Minimus. Though I'm not gonna. Alright, just about an escape trajectory here. Oh wow, that really is not what I expected. Okay. Well, nonetheless, that works. We will add a maneuver here in 22 days. To see if we can just bring that out a little bit there. Alright. Actually, you know what? Screw that. We'll sit here. This is going to be our target, after all. I mean, we're on an inside orbit, so realistically we should be able to hit it within a year. That's going to be way off. I don't know what I'm thinking there. But yeah, it's going to be like opposite sides. If I... There's usually a point where you can set your... You can set the burn and it'll just go from there, you know? Like if I go from this apogee here... Where is that? That's, again, that's opposite sides, but, yeah, that's still opposite sides. Why? Hold on. Something's not adding up here. That's still... Okay, so basically, I think for the first year in orbit, this thing is going to be outside of the range in which it can hit. Although it's going to be close in a year. So if I try to maneuver here, it's not going to be right, is it? No. Alright, well let's just warp out of the Kerbal sphere of influence, and we'll see what we can get from there. So currently we have 2,400 units of liquid fuel. It burns at a rate of about 1.5, which yields roughly 25 minutes worth of burn time, which is insane. We don't likely want to have to execute a burn for 25 minutes. That'd be insane. But again, if we have to, we have to, and that's just going to be... Oh, control. Oh shit, no, do we not have... Oh no. Ah, shit, that's my bad. Well, hey, you know what? Maybe we'll get into range of one of these comm satellites and, Oh no, we gotta be super close. No, this thing's... No, this isn't gonna get into contact again. These have to be, like, extremely right next to one another, practically. I doubt that's gonna work. Let's just see if we get any kind of comm. If we just let it go here. It's gonna get close. Close to the one satellite there, so my hope is that if it gets close enough, then just maybe it'll pick up the communications link again. But it's not looking very hopeful at this moment. Yeah, it's getting closer. Close but no cigar. Like, look at... This has to be right... Oh, wait, that's not even it. It's got to be next to this thing. This is about as close as it gets in its orbit. And it's not close enough. Alright, well, we're going to have to revert that flight then. Clearly, the launch is a failure because we forgot to extend any antennas. This time we'll have to remember to do that. So the way that this is launching, it's going to be going off at an angle there. So I almost want to be fighting that angle if I can. Because the more of a straight shot it is, the better in the end. Try and keep this burning a little bit longer. All right. I'm actually going to pair these up. All right. So yeah, that's mostly going in the correct direction now, I think. Yeah, it's got to be like practically straight up there. Let's get rid of this. All right. Electricity first, then communications. These antennas are each rated at 15G. And that should make it usable by the time we get to the target. It looks like we're going to be at just over 1 million meters. It's not likely to make it past the orbit of the moon. It didn't last time, so I don't expect it this time. Let's lock this central column. Alright, there it goes. And we'll break off. And we'll accelerate. There. Keep those from interfering. What are we at? We're at about 5 million meters. Alright. This should get us an escape trajectory pretty easily then. Alright, we're out past the orbit of the moon. Just a little bit further to go then. No, when you're in a low orbit, it takes a surprising amount of energy to get a change in your maximum altitude. But once that apogee is pushed out past 10 million meters, like look at this, it just... I always find that interesting, you know, it just speeds up so much. To the point where you could practically use your RCS and even just hang off of that, basically. Alright, that's looking good there. All our communications are extended. We have our electricity generators out. So let's warp about 19 days. We'll keep an eye on this communication link. It should stay above 90%, given what we've pumped into it there. Look at that. Still 100%. Alright, we're now back to where we were about 15 minutes ago. Or not 15 minutes. Like 5 minutes ago, I guess. So, there's our target. This is going to be moving around relatively slowly as we go around in here. Yeah, it's actually, it looks like it is going to take about a year before those line up perfectly. Right? Because this, see, that's where it's getting close. That's where the target's out in front, though. So that means that over here, there should be a point where the target intersects, right? Or gets pretty close to it. That's where I am, that's where the target is. So obviously something sooner, there should be a point somewhere in there. Okay, this is literally on opposite sides. Literally opposite sides of the orbit. Okay, well... Hey, you know what? Maybe I'm mistaken on that. Because clearly there's nothing lining up. There's not there. Let's try it here. Right, there I am. At closest approach, there's a target. Yeah. So I guess it's really just waiting for me to catch up with a point that'll end up being advantageous. Let's wait a quarter of an orbit here. And we'll see where that catches up. Right, so you can see we're catching up with the orbit of it. Wow, this is really going to take a while, isn't it? After about another year, if we accelerate from here, that's about how close we'll be. If we accelerate from here, this should be getting a lot closer at least. Shouldn't take any more than a year. Okay, so that's closest approach. That's pretty good. We'll go about another eighth of an orbit there. Now, if we accelerate from here, it should be fine. So in about a year, we accelerate from this exact point. It should intersect the orbit. Oh, that's close, actually. That's really close. Okay, what if we adjust our radial just a little bit here? What do we got? That's 8 minutes. Ooh. 8 minutes of burn time. We got like 20. That's certainly more than enough available to us. Just that is extremely rough. It's a decent altitude, too. We can probably bring that in a fair bit. No, we want to go forwards. Okay, that's getting closer. That's getting closer. A little more. All right, that's right over the north there, basically at 4 million meters. That's pretty good. If we bring it down a little bit, that'll get us even closer. Now, clearly, we don't want to collide with the surface of the planet necessarily. So it would be nice to get close. There we go. All right, right there. 213,000. That's perfect. So I'll point at the node. We're basically going to have to do a time warp of approximately 1 year. 1 year, 12 days, and 4 hours. That's actually perfect. So let's warp it. Yeah, it's trying to line up those orbits to be just perfect. That kind of really eats up the time, doesn't it? Signal strength is still 100%, which is almost worrisome. I may have put too much communications equipment on this. Alright. While we're waiting for this, if anybody has any questions in the chat, please feel free to post them. Currently reading 0 viewers on the YouTube and 0 viewers on the Twitch. As is typically expected. Then again, Twitch sometimes underreports that statistic, so if you're there, I don't know, just say green in a different language. Alright, here we are, 1 hour, 4 minutes. Technically speaking, that actually doesn't mean much. At this distance, the difference is negligible. I could just basically start the burn right now. Get a bit closer though. 33. Yeah, 40 is perfect actually. We'll just do 40 and then we'll start the burn. Still have 100% communication strength. Now this is going to be an 8-minute burn. Obviously that's going to be a little bit tiresome. It's not likely to use up all of this reserve fuel though. We have more than enough reserve fuel for the entire duration of the flight. I just have to make sure not to hit the spacebar like I almost did just now. Alright, we now have 8 minutes to sit around doing nothing. I wonder if there's anything I can do while I'm waiting for that here. Let's see. I'll refresh the Twitch page, make sure it's showing me accurate numbers here. Yep, Twitch says we're at 0 viewers. Stream looks pretty stable, that's good. Oops. And Microsoft Edge. The web browser that nobody likes. I now know why. Why does horizontal scrolling have to be such a problem with this browser? Or maybe it's just how Twitch implements the scroll bar, I don't know. Alright, well anyway. That's not updating the screen, is it? It should be. How are we doing here? 6 minutes 51. Let's focus view here. I want to get some statistics on this planet. Okay, so first of all, we're going to be opposing the planet's rotation. That's always fun. Gravity is 1/3 approximately of Kerbal normalized gravity. Atmosphere, present at 50,000 meters. Atmospheric pressure at sea level, 0.06 of an atmosphere. So that's almost nothing. We're probably going to be hanging this entire thing on the engine. So since that's 1/3 of gravity, we can actually do the force calculations here to determine whether or not we'll be able to... Ouch. So gravitational acceleration of 3 meters per second. By the time we get there, that's going to be significantly less, which suggests that we should have more than enough acceleration available to us to overcome the force of gravity. Maybe, is that what the G means? It's gigameters? That's probably what it means. And I'm just not figuring it out until now. So basically our objective right now... Holy crap, we're going to complete 3 objectives in one. So we're going to gather scientific data. We're going to enter the atmosphere. We're going to transmit and recover scientific data from space, and we are going to transmit and recover scientific data from the surface, assuming that we land successfully. So that's 3 missions for the price of 1, which I guess justifies the high cost of the spacecraft. So that'll be useful. $34. I may need to make myself some more green tea in a few minutes. My throat's starting to hurt again. Still waiting on an email. I'm gonna have to send a reminder email here. I usually don't like doing that because it seems pushy. But I'm not getting any response from supposed to be receiving some documentation from my supervisor. I'm not receiving any of it. So I'll have to either send a reminder email or, I don't know, do something. Then again, on Monday I can just ask, so it's all the same. He's got enough troubles. Apparently the previous system administration company that was handling stuff has been not so nice. Alright, we've still got another 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes. One of the main reasons why my throat hurts right now is because I've been doing some transcriptions of written materials. I didn't realize it before, but that actually takes a lot, you know. I wasn't prepared the first time, so I didn't have enough water to drink, so I'm working on the transcription. My throat completely dries out, and I still got to keep talking. It's, you know, that's why I'm saying I should make myself some tea now, because obviously my throat's starting to wear out. And I'm not going to be able to continue talking very much if that happens. So I never realized this before, but one of our spacecraft appears to be... This is R2-B2. It appears to be on a trajectory that might put it in contact with the Eve planet at some point. R2-B2 is just all over the place. I don't understand exactly what it's doing, but it's insane. Alright, we're going to be hitting that altitude in about 1 minute 17 seconds. We still haven't used up half our fuel. Hopefully once we get to the target planet and enter the atmosphere, we might have to jettison some fuel, actually. We might just have to cut these side pieces off, despite having fuel left in them, just because... Communication strength is still 100%. That's pretty good. Let's focus view. I want to see this the second it comes into focus. We have another 35 seconds to go. Still no sign of any kind of contact there. That's 28, 25, 24, 23. We should be seeing it starting to get close here in a moment. And since we're at such a distance, it's going to be very quick. 5, 4, 3, 2... here we go. Lovely. Alright. So this is colliding with the surface. Let's just very lightly tap it out. That is 38,000 meters, so we will be entering the atmosphere. I'm actually happy with that. Alright. We'll point ourselves north-south so that we've always got a little bit of sunlight on one of the solar panels, and we can pretty much warp there anytime. Let's go here. Alright, so there's our target. Or not our target, but there's our projectile. Following the target. I have no idea why the Kerbal Space Center flag is warping into space. That's probably something that they're also studying very closely, because it's a phenomenon that you don't usually see. Hello, insert name here. Should I insert a name there? What should I call him? How about Mr. Cool? That is the name that I choose to insert. Hello, Mr. Cool. Always nice to have somebody cool in the chat. Let's, Alright, so part 1 of the many missions that we are completing. Let's, okay, let's transmit that. Alright, that actually completes 2 parts of 2 missions. Now we need to enter the atmosphere and land, and that'll complete the other part of it. It's going to work pretty well. Next, we just need to make sure that we are physically capable. Oh, this is not going to end well. So this is going to be hitting 38,000 meters, which it's going to be still a very thin atmosphere, so it's just going to bounce off anyway. Let's cut this in just a little bit. I don't want to cut it all the way, but it should be just enough that we'll regain orbit, and then we'll kind of land from somewhere up here. Because I don't like landing in the dark. I never know where the ground is, and it's always just... I can't do that. We're not going to warp to the next maneuver because it's going to be a 13-minute long maneuver. Oh, geez, that's going to suck. We'll warp close to it, though. Alright. We are well within the atmosphere. Estimated burn time is now 3 minutes as opposed to 13. That's a good sight to see, I suppose. How is this going to go? This is going to bounce out the atmosphere. Good. That's what I like to see. So basically, we just need to burn this as much as we can in order to get ourselves... I can jettison these side tanks. Like, these are no longer necessary by any stretch of the imagination. Because I got more than enough fuel right here. This is 800 units of fuel, burning at a rate of about 1.5. I mean, either way you slice it, that's like... That's at least 8 minutes of 8 minutes of burn. I doubt we're going to need anything close to that. It's just... It's overkill, but I tend to do things... overkill. So we have entered the atmosphere. Why isn't that... We have entered the atmosphere of Duna. How come it is not registering that? Hey, come on. The height of the atmosphere is 50,000 meters. We are below 50,000 meters. Okay, now we're above 50,000 meters, but it still goes. We were below at some point. It stands to reason. Oh well. We'll survive. Where's this going to be in 2 minutes? That's in 28. I guess that's 4 minutes. So in 2 minutes it's going to be somewhere up here. Nah, we'll still get it. It'll still work. Oh no. Not connected. Well, that's not good. How are we going to stop? Apparently, we do not have communications link anymore. Is this not relaying? Where's our closest relay? Hold on, hold on. Okay. This is not a relay. This is a relay. These should be visible to one another. Oh boy, I really should have been watching that closer. This could prove to be destructive. Very, very likely, actually. Crap. Was not expecting that. Okay. So I have an estimated burn of 1 minute. Nope, this is not going to end well. Oh. Hello? What is this? This says it's not connected. How is it that it is connected? Okay. Can we warp? Alright, this is weird. Alright, we have full communications again. Alright, so it's trying to communicate with this relay way the heck over here. Oh, it's trying to communicate direct. It's not even going to the relay. Well, if it was going to the relay, it would have gotten there. I guess that's why it was, what is this, direct or something? Direct is 90%. I guess we just gotta stay on that side of the planet then, eh? No problem. Alright, that's a bit of a weird effect there. Alright, this is going to land us on the light side of the planet's surface. That's exactly where we want to be. Because landing on the dark side of a planet is difficult, to say the least. If you don't know what ground level altitude is. Because for some reason they measure above sea level, and on a planet such as this, sea level really doesn't carry its own weight. Let's just, that's in 3 hours. Let's see, collision's in about 3 hours, 21 minutes. If I warp to here, 3 hours, 14 minutes, that should give me enough time. What's our acceleration rate, actually? I should look at that before I commit to this warp. Our acceleration rate is 4 meters per second squared. Our surface velocity is 600 meters per second, but we don't know what it's going to be when we get here. When we get here, it should be pretty close. Let's just warp to here then. Alright, surface velocity about 566 meters per second. Acceleration is close to 4 meters per second squared, so over 100 seconds. Certainly less than 3 hours. Let's reduce this orbit velocity here a little bit. Still don't want to land on the dark side. We're getting kind of close to it there. The worst we can do is landing right about here, though. So we're in a good spot right now. Just as long as we don't adjust our orbital trajectory too much here. Alright, 900 kilometers. That's pretty close. Actually, let's leave it there. We'll warp to about half. 10 minutes. The time to 0 meters per second is about 2 minutes. Approaching 3 minutes. This is in 7 minutes, so we still have more than enough time. Once again, we'll drop that apogee down just a little bit. Something appears to be attacking my internet cable. So if the stream drops, we know why that is. Alright. We're within 500 kilometers. Or sorry, 500... No, that is 500 kilometers, isn't it? Within 500 kilometers altitude. Alright. It should register us as entering the atmosphere pretty soon. Atmosphere, again, is at 50,000. Time to 0 meters per second is 1 minute and 51 seconds. Maximum acceleration, 4.1 meters per second squared. Still we're actually just going below half our fuel line here. And plenty of ways to go before we hit the ground. So more or less we're going to be landing right about the equator there. Signal strength 90%, that's good. We can transmit data. We're showing comlink. Let's show vessel links. Show the whole network even. Like, yeah, this is the path that it's going anyway. Alright, let's see here. 284 meters per second. Yeah, we're getting to that point. Let's kill the engines here. Warp about 5 minutes closer to the surface. Back up to 500 meters per second. Acceleration rate 4.2 meters per second. Time to 0 meters per second, 2 minutes 13. 4.2 meters per second square. That's only about 1 above the planet's gravitational pull, so we need to factor that in. This will be probably close to 500 seconds to 0 meters per second. Ouch, that's about 8 minutes. Then again, these auxiliary fuel tanks are nearly empty. Once we jettison those, we'll be in the perfect position for a landing. Time to impact approximately 2 minutes 53 seconds, but we are going to jettison these once we get a little closer here. Alright, so ground acceleration is pretty sizable there. Accelerating at 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, a little bit over a meter per second basically. So the ground acceleration here is not 0.3. Our acceleration rate is about 4 meters per second squared, which places us, 4.3, places us in a good spot at least. It is at least likely if we do get in range of the ground, we at least won't impact it hard enough that everything gets destroyed. Then again, there's always that chance. Let's see. Ground impact is roughly, again, 3 minutes away, so we're keeping it at 3, that's good. Current acceleration rate 4.4 meters per second squared. Time to 0, 57 seconds. I don't trust that timer. I don't know, maybe it's accurate, maybe it's not. We're getting pretty close here though. Pretty close to vertical. Alright. 200 meters per second. Still about 3 minutes to impact. Alright. I'm going to start... Well, I mean, I don't want to be sitting here all day, obviously, so I'm going to have to start time warping eventually. We'll get into atmosphere, then we'll see how it feels. Alright, this is close to atmosphere. 54. Alright, we're in atmosphere now. Time to impact 1 minute 23 seconds. Right, so this is going to become less and less efficient as we go into the atmosphere, despite the fact that the atmosphere is extremely thin. Currently, specific impulse is still 800 seconds. Our thrust is still 60 kilonewtons. Let's just see how this works. We're going to have to jettison the side fuel. I might just do that now, actually. Just to save on time. I'll just jettison the side fuel tanks for now. Because we're not likely to need those anytime soon. I'm interested as well to see at what altitude they hit the ground. So keep an eye on this. That's at 30 right now. Once these explode, or once they hit the ground, we'll take a look at our altitude. We'll calculate how much further we have before we hit the ground. That'll give us an idea of ground altitude, because I still don't understand it. They measure in above sea level. But in this context, we have no idea what sea level is. So, really a radar-type altimeter would be much more useful in this context, as it would tell us above ground level, and we could adjust accordingly. But we'll do the math here. 4.8K, 5, 5.2. Basically, once we see those disappear... It's about 6 kilometers down. 7. 7.5. Alright, 8 kilometers. 8.2, 8.3. Wow, ground is pretty far away, isn't it? 9 kilometers away, at least. Nine 6. Ah, we're starting to lose that specific impulse, you see. Aha! 10.6. 10.6 kilometers off of 14. So it's about 4 kilometers away. No. 4 kilometers. No, it's about... What am I thinking? It's 10 kilometers away. This is going to be 4 kilometers reading. The reading is going to be 4 kilometers. Oh, crap. What am I doing? Okay, we pretty much stopped mid-flight. Okay. So ground level is approximately 4 kilometers. We'll see what it reads when we actually get there. But that gives me an idea of when I need to start accelerating, at least. Alright, we're about 4 kilometers away from the ground. I can probably extend the parachutes if I think they're going to do anything. Well, the parachutes failed to deploy. We need to keep this on, actually. Do not turn off. There we go. A little bit of extra there. Oh boy, this is going to be close. Alright, that's perfect right there. Right there, okay. We don't need to be so heavy on the thrust, but we are... Look at that. 4 kilometers above sea level. Told you we could calculate it. Alright. Let's slow this down just a little bit here. Five meters per second is going to be our target here. We don't want to be much slower than that. We don't want to be much quicker. Alright, here we go. And we've landed. Alright. Oh boy. Oh boy, it's tipping over. Damn it. Okay. So we've completely lost one of our communication satellites. The other one is possibly broken, but at least not in a significant way. What we need to do now, if anything, is transmit science from the surface. So let's do that as quick as we can. Alright. That completes every single mission that we had going this episode, which is good. It is too bad that we bounced off of the surface and we are now sliding towards our inevitable demise, but nothing. I guess the whole mission's a failure because we lost that. But we got a little bit of science out of it, so that's good. Anyway, I guess as long as this will keep charging, then this will continue to be a useful probe. Let's head back to Kerbin. Ah, jeez, it's gonna warp me back. Come on, this is enough landed. It's because it's moving, isn't it? Toggle the brake group, see if that does anything. Come on, it's literally, it's sliding on its face. Okay, let's retract these. I got an idea. Alright, those are retracted. Good. Ah, crap. Okay, we need to retract these as well. Alright, get ready. This is going to flip it around. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, crap, that failed a lot more than I thought it would. Wait, are we landed? Are we good? Yes, we're good. Alright, I knew that would work. It's not that I'm surprised. Alright. Okay, now before we finish off the episode, obviously we need to check a couple of scientific orbiters. See if they have any decent information that we can make advantage of. Does this have... This has nothing. That's a complete waste. Gotta get something on there. Let's... Come on, which one's the science? This guy, let's switch to him. This ought to have some science data on it. Let's see. You haven't been doing anything. Or have... What the hell? Let's just see where this goes. It's been like... I don't know, a couple years since we last checked in. Okay, 131. Let's transmit that. Alright, good enough. Alright, let's go to the Minimus Science Orbiter. Where is it here? Where is it? Here it is. Just great. Awesome. Alright, do we have anything worth sending home? Ah, we do. That's a lot of information, actually. It's full. So, let's transmit. Seriously, the second you get a mobile processing lab, the most efficient way to obtain science in Kerbal Space Program. Let's see how much we've got here. Alright, we have 1,099. So that affords us, like, at least 3 of these. Or 2 of these if we could research 550 level. So next episode, we'll figure out what we're going to get. That's the end of this episode. I'm the 404 guy, 7HE, 404GY. Feel free to follow, subscribe, etc., or whatever. I don't really care. It's not like I'm getting paid, but you have a great day anyway. I'm the 404 guy, 7HE, 404GY. Goodbye. Time to stretch. Oof, that was only an hour? Jeez. Well, clearly my concept of an hour differs from the laws of physics.